G'day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 9 of Two Left Thumbs, a console gaming podcast where I stuff up every single intro and it doesn't get any better. And
that's our thing.
And we are apologising for our tardiness. We're a week late, and we haven't done much in the way of our mini casts as we like to do. Unfortunately, work has had us by the balls, both Dan and myself. So we apologise, but we are coming at your ear holes, and we're going to try and come thick and fast, especially with all the E3 news that we're probably covering way too late, but that's what we do here. So sit down, strap in, and join myself, and my good mate Dan, who is that way to the left of me. Dan, how you going, my man? What's happening?
Yeah, not bad. It's good to see. Good to feel actually life's gotten back to normality a bit.
Almost.
Last 3 weeks has been murder. I think last time we spoke, it was about a 2-week gap. It was like the previous podcast, and there was like just 1 or 2 Discord sort of thing going. Yep, I'm still alive, but that's about it. It's life's had me by the nuts, but we're through that.
Thankfully.
Yeah. Oh, all right. So, what I've been up to, I've managed to in 3 weeks squeeze in probably about 1 week's worth of gaming. All up. So, I think stream had a break for a week and a half. I didn't stream anything for a week and a half. It was it's like I disappeared off the face of the planet. But yeah, I think I got back in the groove this week. Had some good streams, played some good games. So life's getting back to normal.
Nice, mate. What have you been playing?
Near Automata, which I actually did a mini-cast review on, so I'm not going to jump too much more into that. You can find that in one of our backlists. And
so if you listen, I believe it was the episode before this should be the mini-cast on Near Automata. I got to say it right now. I got to be one of the cool kids. It's a pretty cool little listen, if I'm being honest. I didn't mind it. I didn't think I don't really get into the game, but you gave it a little bit of life, which was cool.
Yeah, man. No, as I said, it was it's hard just to try and do it justice in a 30-second blurb.
Yep.
So all right. So moving on from there, Destiny 2. It's pretty much the grind since Warmind dropped has got me hooked. It's great to be turning on the console and thinking about what you have to do, not trying to find something to do.
Yep.
As far as the Destiny world goes. And I started playing Deus Ex Mankind Divided. It's a bit older game now from Square Enix.
Yep.
And I played through on the game that was on last gen, Human Revolution. I love that game. And I actually saw this sitting in my pile of games and why haven't I played this yet? So,
yep. I've got the same. I got that one sitting on my console also. I've done for a little while. I picked it up when it was a freebie, actually.
Yep.
I still haven't played through it yet. So
it's a good story-driven shooter.
Yep.
Sort of set in the slight future. People augment themselves by bolting on cybernetic bits. And the whole thing is,
who doesn't want cybernetic bits?
Exactly. And and then it throws a whole like discrimination thing around, like there's the naturals and the orgs. Meaning the natural humans who have been augmented. Yep. And there's this big play out between those two cultures, and obviously there's a few little nerds in the background trying to stir the pot a bit and make life hard for everyone.
Yep.
And ultimately my job's to go and find them and shoot them. Though apparently you can play through the game without killing anybody ever. Even
Is
the boss
that
fights.
right?
You can actually, you can even do the boss fights without doing a death, and there's a trophy or something for it as well.
Right.
But I won't be doing that. There's no fun in that.
Who wants to do that anyway?
Yeah, so that's pretty much my last 2 weeks. Just a lot, probably playing a bit more Destiny than I have.
Nice.
And,
nice.
Yourself, man? What have you been up to?
I've been doing the Destiny thing. My schedule, not that there has been much of a schedule recently anyway, but my schedule has been pretty much weekdays. We're doing Destiny. We're doing raids. We're doing all that sort of stuff. Doing milestones. Trying to grind that light up. Not giving a shit about escalation protocol. Still salty on that thing. We don't need to go into that though. And on the weekends I've been getting into Ghost Recon Wildlands on Xbox, which has been really cool. It's one of those ones I've had there for ages. I think I started playing it almost a year ago when I got my Xbox actually. it was one of the games that came with it. So started to get back into that. That is actually a lot of fun, especially if you're playing with some friends. I don't think I don't think I've finished a stream of that without my stomach hurting from laughter. Just the silly shit you can get up to. So
Yeah.
I've been having a lot of fun in that over the weekends, and then back into Destiny during the week. So Destiny's back.
So
I think it's safe
one
to
of your
say.
streams. Yeah, it was one of the streams. But someone was asking, "What's this game about?" And I think my reply was, "Steal vehicles, be a dickhead, and just sometimes shoot things to get in the way."
Yeah. Well, my take on the game is steal vehicles, be a dickhead, and get shot heaps.
Yeah, but it's as I said, like it is because it's so open. You just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And there are places where some bad guys are hanging out, and you accidentally stumble across them. Well, you've got to sort them out, don't you?
Yeah, there's even a storyline involved in it. It's really weird.
Yeah.
But
Who would have thought?
it's good fun. It really is.
Yeah. Nah, that's what I get the gist from watching your streams, man. And laugh a minute. There's always something stupid going on.
Yeah.
Nah. All right. So, much else? It's been.
That's about it, man. Work's had me flogged, much like yourself.
Yep.
Yeah, I was even meant to be working today, but luckily, sort of last minute got canned, and we were able to sort of pick it up and hopefully try and get ourselves back on track again. I think I don't know what you're thinking, but I'm thinking we try and get one going next weekend again, just to sort of even us back up.
I was going to suggest that we get back in the sync of it.
So for the ladies and gentlemen, that all three of you that like to listen to us, you get another podcast next weekend. Hooray!
Yeah, lucky you.
Yeah.
I don't know what you did wrong, but you know.
Yeah.
You'll live.
We don't know why you're listening to us, but thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So
I was going to suggest that even the plans for trying to get this one to happen, because our schedules weren't lining up. We were trying some pretty wild ideas out there. Like, okay, we'll just record 2 podcasts in isolation and then mash them together and see what we end up with. Or
I had some great ideas for trying to edit that too. So if that does happen, you guys will probably hear the worst podcast we could ever record.
Yeah, I was thinking,
and edit.
It'd be an abomination, but
I'd be laughing at it. So
yeah, at least we get something out there. That's the main thing. Yeah. All right. So we get this wobbly wagon back on the track.
Oh.
So do we have to?
We'll try.
So freebies this month. The freebies this month on PSN. All right. So XCOM 2 is what we decided last time 3 weeks ago to have a bit of fun with.
Yep.
So I've played a bit.
Haven't touched it.
It confirmed what I said last time. It feels like it'll be an awesome game on the PC or a mobile phone for that matter.
Yep.
The inability to be able to point and click makes the game feel a touch disjointed to play.
Right.
But what I did play was like, it's fun. There's customization. There's this, there's that. Challenging missions. They're rewarding at the end. There's all the things that make a fantastic game of that genre. It's just the controller made it feel weird.
Right. So is that the kind of thing? Like, is it the kind of similarity between, like, say, like going right back, Command and Conquer, or the old Warcraft or something like that, where you on a PC you can select a like a unit real quick and just send them on their way, but on a console it takes its sweet ass time to do anything.
Yeah,
is that the kind of similarities?
Yeah, that's exactly it. The with the mouse keyboard, the ability to move your cursor quickly and click on it, whereas on the console you can speed the cursor sticks up and the movement, all that sort of stuff. But these games just always feel a little bit disjointed because of that reason. And that was one of the things I sort of said, like, looking at it from the outside, it's like it does look extremely like a point and click game, and as I said, and they did good well. The actual menu layouts and everything was well thought out and suited the console design as best as they could. Obviously, there's still restrictions with the hardware, so that's my take on it. Give it a go. It is good fun. It's hard. It's all the rest of it. It's everything that a game needs to be. It's just a bit weird to play on the console.
Yeah, right.
Okay, and then we had our good friends at Sony dropped us with their Days of Play and their E3 stuff. They dropped us a very late game into our free section for the month.
An old favourite of mine.
Yeah, Black Ops 3. I hadn't played it ever. I stopped playing the COD games back in Modern Warfare 2.
Oh, so you hadn't played Black Ops 3 ever?
No.
I didn't realise that.
First time.
Yep.
So, I don't know about you, my friend. We all kind of know what the COD's game's about. You could probably
shoot the mans,
get the gist. Yeah, I get the gist that it's slightly in the future, and you get to basically you're not quite human. You've got some special Black Ops modifications that makes you be able to do some of the things that we take for granted in modern shooters.
Yeah, you got the few augmentations, robot bits.
Yeah, the double jumping, the sliding, all that sort of stuff. That,
a little bit of wall running. So.
Yeah, the standard stuff. What you can't do when you're just a standard mortal flashback like the rest of us. So.
That's right. Yeah.
All right, so...
what did you think?
Yeah, as I said, I've only played a little bit of the campaign so far.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I decided to hold off and play much more, given the fact that we'll probably pick it for this week.
Yep. I'd have to restart the campaign, which would be good, because... My save from when I actually owned the game carried over. I actually got that filthy on Infinite Warfare when that released. I gave it away, and I gave Black Ops 3 away. So I had a physical copy of the game. I gave it away. I was like, oh, I'm done with this.
When you get a hate on, you get a hate, don't you?
Yeah. I'm normally not very vocal about it. But it goes away and never comes back. But I was glad to see that they dropped it for free. With the release of the information on Black Ops 4. It was a pretty big announcement, to be honest. Like Black Ops 3 is free right now. Go get it. There's a lot of that going on E3, which was really cool. But yeah, so I went. You know what? I'm doing it. I'm going to go get it. So I went and got it.
I think it's a no-brainer. We'll probably jump in, have a look around.
Can we do co-op campaign online?
I heard you used to be able to do like the LAN party style.
I know you can do it split screen.
Yeah, but I'm not sure about it. We'll have to look into that.
Let's look into it.
Fun night.
Because that'll be
fun
good.
Night to go campaign co-op.
Yep.
So yeah, we'll see if the ability's there to do it. We'll do a co-op campaign one night.
Yeah, for sure.
You can carry my scrubby ass through COD.
Oh, please don't think I'm good at it. I remembered just how competitive that game is. Now it's probably nearly 3 or 4 years old now. And guess what kind of player base is left in that game?
The crappy players who can't move on. They have no
skill. Sure. Yeah, we'll go with that. No, yeah, all the guys who are really good at it. So, enter me, who's terrible at shooters to start with. The old potato aim. There's a reason my community is called Spud Nation. It all starts at the top, and yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult.
So yeah, the lobby's a bit like where Titanfall 2 is heading. You got the hardcore purists that love the game, play the game a lot, and unfortunately are extremely good at it and make me look extra bad instead of just normal bad.
And guess how long I spend in a lobby waiting for a game?
Too long?
Nope, about a minute tops.
Holy shit! So they've still got a good healthy population.
Yep.
Nice. We'll have to have a look. I've never actually played a zombies mode inside a COD game.
I don't like the zombies at all. We'll play it, but I don't like it.
Yeah, as I said, I haven't seen any of it inside there. As I said, it's not that I hate on for COD or anything like that. It was just the fact it felt like it's just every year there's a new one. It's just a regurgitation of the last one. So
yeah,
I didn't see the point of having to buy the same game over and over again.
Yep.
I know they put twists and new things, etc., but that's what it felt like. So, and I wasn't a big shooter guy, so.
Yep.
So yeah, all right. So yeah, we'll have to book a date on that one and see what we can do with it.
Yep. Sounds good.
All right. So moving on, we'll just get the housekeeping out of the way. PSN, we missed. They had the Days of Play sale, and there was some fantastic specials in there.
Yep.
as such, but it finished, I think, on the about 5-6 days ago now.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, but because they aligned it to go with the E3, so obviously anything that had a sequel come out was discounted. I think God of War was down to $60. And name their one of their AAA exclusive releases, it was marked down.
Yep.
Yeah, I was considering, like I think Monster Hunter got down to $50.
That's right. We said that was a magic price, and I remember you see one of those times we did actually get to. We did check in on each other. You sent me the screenshot of it and you said, nah.
Yeah, well, lucky I was on the back for a couple of long work days. I was like, yeah.
No,
I didn't end up
it's at the price we were talking about, but nah. Yeah. Look, I'm at this point, man, I'm not even looking at it, so.
Nah, I'll be looking forward, not backwards in the case there.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of good other stuff around. So, and as I said, come down to the fact that I've been working a lot. I was tired, and it's like, I just can't be asked spending money. So I actually managed to survive the whole.
You're too tired to spend money. Like, nah.
It's no actually draining exercise.
I'm not even surprised. I'm not even surprised at this stage.
So, as I said, I managed to make it through, and it was. But even then, when I was flicking through, there's some unreal games at unreal prices. So hopefully, some of our listeners out there took advantage of that. So back to what they got on sale now. So they've still got sales going. Obviously, everything's quieting down a bit now, post E3. But you can get the Dark Souls 2 and 3 for $13.95 and $17.95.
Yep.
And they've dropped the price on the remaster. So Dark Souls 1 is down to $40. I think it retails for about $55 normally in Australia. Both the Tomb Raider reboots are $23 or under. So yeah, two great games there. Very cheap. If you like that action adventure type game. Fallout 4, $16. It's like Minecraft without the fun. Titanfall 2, $18. Once again, an absolutely fantastic shooter, but an extremely sweaty PvP lobby.
I'm gonna go right ahead now and say, if you don't buy it at that price, you're doing yourself a disservice, an injustice. Go and get it. It's a lot of game for that coin.
Yeah, the campaign's worth $30 alone, in my opinion. So.
The campaign, it's only short. I think it's 9 missions, maybe 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours of solid play. But it's really good. Every level, I've always said it. Every mission, every separate mission feels like another game.
Everything was unique.
They introduce you to every single aspect through that campaign of how the game works, and each mission feels like it's a different game, so it's well worth it.
Each one had a unique setting.
Yeah.
You had to move through it in a unique way, do different movements, use different bots, of course, titles, that's their name, etc. So yeah, it felt like it, like most, especially with FPSs, they can become a bit of a grind, especially towards the end of the game. So yeah, I'm just flogging my way through, shooting a million enemies. I never got that with Titanfall 2. It was like, it was fast, it was frenetic, and everything just felt unique when you're doing it. So, and then an old favourite of mine, Sleeping Dogs, is for $7.55. So that's your Grand Theft Auto style game set in Hong Kong. And you get to do a bit of martial arts and everything else that you can do in a Grand Theft. A bit more older school. This is obviously the last gen game.
Yep.
But yeah, you get to do everything you can do in an old Grand Theft Auto game in there. And as I said, it had a fun storyline. If you like your old kung fu movies, Sleeping Dogs is for you. So, all right, with that, that's about all I found of interest. There's a bunch of other stuff, but it's a lot of their smaller, stuff that didn't really grab me. So that's about it. I'll hand over to you for Xbox.
What do we got on Xbox? We have freebies. We have Smite Gold Bundle. Now this throws me a little. It says it's down from $139.95 to free. I've never ever seen Smite go for any money. I've always seen it as a free game. So I'm not sure where this $139.95 comes from. I'm not sure what's involved with it. But it's out there, it's free. Apparently you can save yourself $140, so go get it, I guess. And Assassin's Creed Russia. Another one of those Assassin's Creed Chronicle games, a side-scroller sort of jobby. $13.45. Definitely won't be getting a look from me, but if
you're a fan of the series,
if you're a big Assassin's Creed fan, it's probably a really good saving for you.
Yeah.
I don't remember what that was down from, but
I think they started about the $30 mark. Maybe.
Yeah, so
way back.
Yeah, obviously it's dropped to $13.45. So yeah, go get that for free. The deals we have: Ark Survival Evolved is $35.98. Unfortunately, we missed it, being that we missed last weekend. But they had Game Pass for $1, 1 month for $1.
Wow.
Look, I think that finished up the end of last weekend. It was unfortunate we couldn't get that information out to you, but that was a thing. So I picked it up. So there's actually some really cool games on there that you can pick up for free. I've downloaded Resident Evil 2, Revelations, whichever one that is, one of the Resident Evils.
Yeah.
Downloaded that, so that'll be good for some scares and whatnot. What do we got? We got the Division Season Pass, which is $23.98.
That's an odd one, because I thought they gave out all their content for free.
That's what I thought.
As of patch 1.18 or 1.8 or whatever the hell, the patch that sort of brought Division back, and I thought then I'm pretty sure I had everything. So
did they give all the previous stuff out for free once that dropped, or?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure prior to that. When it went live, just basically unlocked everything, but I could be wrong. There might have been a few sections.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, let me have a quick squeeze and see what it's about.
Yeah, not that. Yeah, from memory, the season passes were just like little content expansions anyway.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
So you get their version of the raids and that, which
New York Firefight.
Not the best parts of the game.
Yeah.
A couple of their little day-to-day stuff that you can do on the map. Actually,
there's a couple of
and rewarding.
Yeah, you get a hazmat pack, you get firefighter, you get.
That's just clothes.
Yeah, clothes. You got the survival, the Division survival, survivor pack, the Last Stand. So it's a couple of expansions in there as well as just clothes.
I did think that they gave. Yeah, I thought they gave all that stuff away for free. But
season pass, exclusive sawn-off shotgun. But yeah, okay. A bunch of GTA 5 price drops, but still quite expensive. Premium online edition of GTA 5 is $134, down from $167. Okay.
Holy smokes.
Okay. A bunch of Telltale games, all that sort of stuff. So. Yeah. Probably spent way too long on that. Not much there. Unfortunately, I didn't get a great deal of time to do my homework here. And
plus, we got the
it shows
posty 3 sort of doldrums as far as you can see with Sony. They got specials, but there's nothing that's gonna leap out of the screen and grab.
Everyone gave away their free stuff, so
they burnt themselves out at E3 and now they're sleeping it off.
Yeah, that's it.
Night after a big party.
Got that hangover going on.
The profits have now hung over. All right, so probably not much else to talk about. We'll just skip straight onto Q&A and wrap it up. What do you reckon?
Yeah, sure. Let's not talk about that. What was that thing that happened last weekend? Something small in the gaming world.
Yeah, like something 3 or C3PO, whatever it was.
I can't remember. Yeah. Let's just skip all that.
Yeah.
All right. So, what did you see at E3 that you're into? I've got a fair idea.
Yep. So, what caught me that I wasn't, I've had a couple of little things that I've been watching, of course, but Ghost of Tsushima was probably the new game that I haven't heard anything about.
Yeah.
That really grabbed me straight up, just like, holy, this looks good. Yep. So it looks like it's a Sony exclusive again. Sorry, Xbox people. But console war shit is shit. So it's an open world sort of samurai action adventure game set during the Mongol invasion of 1274. The combat looks absolutely stunning in it. the game looks beautiful. Obviously, they would have been pushing it through the Pro and having it jamming out at 4K to make it look pretty,
Yep.
etc., etc. The studio behind this, they're the guys that made the Infamous games, which were always pretty solid games. The story sort of didn't grab me and stuff in them, but the actual gameplay was always a lot of fun. Skating along the power lines and everything else. So
Yep.
So they kind of know their open world games after making a few of these, so it should be interesting. And obviously, From Software dropped their new IP. That was the other one I was praying for at E3, and it turned out it was a completely new IP, not Bloodborne 2, like everybody was sort of hedging their bets on.
Good.
It was called Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. So, on the surface, and as I said, we watched the cinematic trailer, and there was also a gameplay trailer. It doesn't seem to carry a lot of the RPG mechanics over from the Soulsborne series.
Yep.
But from what From Software do well, they've got that sharp combat, and it looks like it's more of a focus on fluid parrying, blocking, and striking, rather than in the past where we've had dodges or blocks. You go back to Bloodborne, it's all about the roll and the dodge. And Dark Souls was the same. You do a lot of rolling, or if you're a tank, you've got a big shield, and you do a lot of blocking. So this isn't apparent in this game. It seems to be a lot of parrying. So this should be fun. Also, we get a little grappling hook, or a little arm that we can use multi-purpose. It's like Inspector Gadget.
Yep.
You get a grappling hook, so it allows you to move around the areas a little bit faster than what we've been able to before. Probably close distance on enemies a bit faster than we've had before, and we get to have verticality in the game, which
that's really good for those sorts of games, isn't it?
Yeah, well, as I said, generally in the Soulsborne games, we've always been put firmly to the floor.
Yeah.
So being able to add, height, depth, etc., into your combat, it should be really, really good.
Nice.
So and a little bit of nerd lore in the background there. From Software, they own the Tenchu IP. Tenchu games, I think, last gen or even before that.
Oh, before that, I think, yeah.
Yeah, and they were like sort of ninja, shadow warrior type games. And there was actually bad or enemies in the game called shadows, and you had to kill them twice. So
I like that.
Interesting to see.
Yeah.
So a little play on the title there, obviously. All right, so that's probably the two that jumped out. There's a bunch of other stuff that I've been expecting to see, etc. There were the two that sort of jumped out, and I'm quite happy to hear what grabbed you, and then we can work through a bunch of other things.
All right, so
what grabbed you, man?
Thanks to our good friend Mickism, he hooked me up with a double pass to the Sydney showcase, or Sydney Bethesda showcase at E3. So I got to go and check that out at the Entertainment Quarter in Sydney. It was really cool. I wasn't really expecting. I didn't know what to expect from it, and I wasn't expecting much, to be honest. Because I don't really get into the Elder Scrolls or anything like that. So they had some big news as far as that goes. They've got Elder Scrolls Blades, which is coming out on the mobile, but it can also be played across cross-platform, which is pretty much you could be playing from mobile right across to someone who is playing at home in VR. So that's big. What else was there? I think there was a small game, you might not have heard of it, called Fallout. Fallout 76, they dropped the bomb on that. Quite literally, actually. Multiplayer Fallout. So
what they've said, it's not an MMO, and it's not a battle royale game, which thank goodness.
Nope.
So what I understand of it, and you probably have a better idea than me from being there, it's an open world sandbox, basically, where you just go and do whatever you want. Pretty
much, yeah.
So I'm assuming there'll be some form of campaign mode, even if it's just a tutorial thing. But pretty much, they've tried to recreate the experience of waking up from a vault, walking out into their world, and going, "What the hell am I supposed to be doing?"
That's right. So you're coming out. I think the general gist was like right from the start. You're waking up a little hungover because they've had the celebration party, the like the vault opening celebration. Tomorrow's a big day. The vault's finally going to open, and you're in Vault 76, which is one of the sort of more elite vaults. Sort of the best of the best, the brightest of the bright were in there, and you're going out into the world. The thing that's really struck me is I love those Pip-Boy videos, the way they do that, like the humour involved in those, and that was pretty much the release trailer. The whole thing was done via one of those videos instead of someone just sitting there talking you through gameplay. They did that with it. With these videos, they showed you a bit of the gameplay, and just seeing four, like Pip-Boy and then 4 or 3 of these other dudes holding hands skipping around. I couldn't get my camera, like my phone, out of my pocket quick enough to take photos so that I could tweet them out everywhere. Because like what kind of a hint as to what's coming than 4 of these cartoon dudes just skipping around. So it looks like there'll be like kind of like a public event, but you can actually take over nuclear sites. So I'm not sure what's going to go on there, because you can group up as a group of 4, build structures so that the building's still in there, build structures and what looks to be blowing other structures up that are other people's structures. So I'm not sure how that's going to work, because imagine that you've spent a good bit of time building your thing and then new dudes to the server come in and blow it up. So surely there's got to be something that stops that from happening. But
I've heard that there's some anti-griefing type mechanics inside the game.
Yeah, they'd be silly to sort of just let you blow up someone who's put hours and hours of work into building stuff. All right, we're in this server now, let's just go blow everyone up. But it sounds interesting. The multiplayer is a big one, and what seems to be public events. So
nice. It did look good. What I saw of it, pretty good.
What else did we see? We saw Rage 2. I am super keen for that.
Yeah, does look good either.
They dropped a cinematic for Elder Scrolls 6.
Yep.
So that's coming. There was no date or anything involved with that, so I doubt we're going to see that. I doubt we're going to see that before next E3.
Yeah, I believe it'll be next gen, not just next E3. I believe it'll be a next gen game.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
I'd be surprised if it drops with this generation. So.
Yeah, I'm with you. A bunch of Sony stuff. What did we have there? Yeah, I'm hanging out with that. The Last of Us Part 2. The first one, I think I'm the only person in the world the first one didn't grab. The second one looks really good.
You were.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody out there, at least all 3 of you out there listening, are resonating that. The Part 2 looks really good. I'm in.
Doesn't Ellie look badass?
Yeah.
What trailers I've seen previous to E3 and everything I've seen at E3, it's like she's one mean girl.
Yeah.
And they've it sounds like we got a bit of an idea of what the story's about. So she's off to find Joel.
Yep.
So obviously she's done a bit of growing up, got a bit savage, and she's lost her surrogate father.
Yep.
So in the first game we play as Joel, and we're guiding Ellie through the wasteland to try and get her safe. So obviously tables are turned this time around. I haven't seen anything that I don't like about this yet. So,
I think it's going to be much like the first. Everyone's going to love it.
Naughty Dog.
And this time I'm going to. So I think.
I don't think Naughty Dog don't know how to make a bad game. So
yeah. What else we saw? Destiny 2 Forsaken. You want to talk a little bit about what we saw there, or we're going to cover that on the next one?
I might do that on the next one.
Righto.
For me, I feel that's a big discussion on itself.
I'm sad. We'll just say that.
Yeah, no, I've got to get my Titantrol together. The game's a bit weak at the moment.
Yeah.
So I think we might bump Destiny back and actually cover it a bit more in depth on the next podcast.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Dive into what we saw there.
Yep. All right. Okay. So we also have, for the Kingdom Hearts fans out there, Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming out with selectable storylines. It seems to me almost a bit like Disney Infinity. You've got your Toy Story, your Pirates of the Caribbean, your Frozen, all that sort of gear, like actual Disney characters. So
Yep.
if you like Kingdom Hearts, it looked pretty diverse.
Yeah, it's it always felt these games felt creepy. Like I said, I always loved the Final Fantasy games and everything, but the Kingdom Hearts games just left the center to me. It's like, weird.
There was a standout game
not
for me with Sony. Sorry, I just cut you right off. Standout game for me with the Sony release was Death Stranding.
Yeah, that enormous reading, isn't it?
That's Norman Reedus.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Daryl. Yeah. I don't know why, but it looks really good. I'm hoping what you've seen is not all of it, because if it is, then it could be quite a disappointment. But I don't think it is. It looks really good.
Yeah, and as I said, I think I touched on it. We touched on it last podcast. The actual game mechanics aren't what standard video game mechanics.
Yeah.
We can't expect that. So I haven't seen a gameplay trailer. That doesn't mean that they're not out there. Means I just haven't had enough time to look.
Yeah.
To try and see what some of that's about. But yeah, on the surface, this game looks like it could be fantastic. Just really, if they can, and the guy that's making it, obviously, he's made a bunch of awesome games previously. Known for their quirky storylines and unreal gameplay. So hopefully we'll have something. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. And as I've mentioned on many other podcasts, Spider-Man's it's got me in. So
yeah, no, it looks fun, doesn't it?
Yep.
Does look fun.
It just seems like it's got the right mix of like gameplay mechanics, battle, Spider-Man humor, all that sort of gear. So
and what I understand is that they got rid of like some of the friction, some of the meaningless little side quests that they send you on. Just to try and fill the game out. Apparently, they've gone through and said they've come out and said no, there's none of that. Obviously there's side quests and there's but everything sort of builds to progress the game. It's not just go catch a balloon for a kid sort of side quest sort of shit.
Yeah, right.
Which some of the previous titles were littered with just to try and bulk them out.
Just like party trick sort of side missions.
Low end stuff that doesn't build the character, doesn't build the story, and honestly, it's just annoying to do. So yeah, that does look good, eh? I'm a Spidey nerd from way back. Surprise. So strap on the red spandex and have a swing through New York.
That's it. I'd look like a lava lamp if I tried that.
All right, so what else? There was Anthem. I don't know, man. I don't know what your thoughts of this was, but I watched a bunch of gameplay and I watched a bunch more trying to shake this feeling off, but it feels like I've seen this game before.
It feels like that for me too.
Yeah, so and I'm probably going to get a lot of. Won't get a lot of hate mail, but yeah, I'm gonna probably.
We don't get any mail. It's all good. You're fine. Say your piece.
Yeah, to me, after watching it, it finally clicked. It feels like Warframe, just with different skins.
That's what.
It looks like you got a central like hub area, camp, whatever you want to call it, and you go out and you do missions, you grind material. So, pretty much standard stuff in this, but it just. To me, it's like this is Warframe just with different skins. So don't get me wrong, the game looks beautiful. Concept is brilliant. You got your custom, even down to how the classes work, where you've just one character, and you don different suits to fulfill different roles. That's Warframe. You go get your frames, and you have your close combat frame, or your, So it's just. As I said, but the skills look good, the cinematics look great, everything else like that. Obviously, BioWare are putting a lot of effort into this game. It looks fantastic. It looks like it plays really, really smooth. I just feel like the whole time I had that nagging feeling that I've seen it before. So, I'll be watching it from a distance.
Did you? I can't remember way back when we were playing Warframe. Did you get into it at all? Did you try it out or?
Yeah, I played but I was a bit after the rest of you guys.
I
such, but
to me, that game was really ugly. Like the game itself, like everything was done well, but the game itself was really ugly. Like everything in it just looked horrid.
The art direction.
Yeah.
The art direction was very unique. Yeah, very unique. Everything.
So if you could take that same game, because the game, like, you know, the gameplay was really good. It's kind of erratic. You never focused anywhere for too long. Like for people outside that haven't played it, watching it, it's hard to stream. Because people outside watching it going, "Whoa, what's going on?" You know, like I had viewers going, "Oh, the movement in this is making me feel sick."
It's very fast.
It's very frantic. If that's the same kind of thing, if they've made the world look nicer, I can see it being a hit.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. Yeah. You're right. I feel I've seen it. I feel I've seen this game.
Yeah.
Just really ugly.
No, that was they prettied it up. And Warframe, it's a fair age now.
Yeah.
And it's been free the whole time.
It's been free the whole time, and they've improved it the whole time too.
Yeah.
Like from what it was originally to what it is now. For that to remain free the whole time, they've done really well.
Yeah. So as I said, I'm not writing it off, but yeah, definitely that's the thing. That's the vibe I got. It was like, okay, yeah, we'll wait on that.
Yeah.
All right. So what else? Oh yeah, our good friends at Respawn, Titanfall 2 people, are working on a Star Wars game. They've hinted the title out. It's called Jedi Fallen Order. So maybe we might finally get a good Star Wars game.
I'm hoping so, man. I'm hoping that's what that means.
Yeah. So like,
I mean, I didn't play
Battlefront games where they weren't trash, but they just didn't grab me. They're not my thing.
The thing I liked about them was the large scale battles.
Yeah.
Large scale multiplayer battles. I was terrible at them. The way they moved was unreal. You know, like the art direction, or like the graphics, all that sort of, and the way they put all that together and moved was unreal.
Yep.
But I don't know. It was never enough to keep me in there. Especially, you know, like, you know, they never gave him any kind of story. I don't know what Battlefront 2 was like.
I think it had a campaign.
I think it had a small campaign. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it did. But then it just got killed with loot boxes.
Yeah, unfortunately, they buried themselves straight off the bat with that one. So.
It's like, here we made this new awesome game. Come play it. Then we'll shoot a rocket in the side of the game and sink it. That's pretty much what happened, because people just boycotted it.
So hopefully Respawn can breathe some life into it and really give it what it should have. Okay, so CD Projekt Red, the guys from Witcher 3, they released a Cyberpunk 2077 trailer. I haven't seen gameplay, but the trailer looks good. So once again, these guys know their stuff, and so I'm expecting a quasi sort of third-person shooter feel to this game, with some pretty good solid RPG mechanics behind it. Yep.
So that's one I will be watching over the next few months, years. So what else was there? Neo 2.
I knew that'd get you. There was three games that I knew. Three games I knew you'd be all over. There'd be Neo 2, Sekiro, and Ghost of Tsushima. I knew you'd be all over those three.
Games, don't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I only saw a trailer, but the trailer's looking badass. First game is brilliant if you like your Soulsborne games. This is right up your alley. It said it had enough differences to be different, like the combat and everything else like that, and the settings way different to Bloodborne or Dark Souls game. But for somebody who copied the formula so closely, they managed to build a very unique, different feeling game. So because when I first started playing, I'm going, here we go, it's just Dark Souls, lucky I like the game. And then after a few hours, I was like, no, this is its own animal. There's a whole different skill set and everything else. So that one will be definitely on my radar. An old classic making a comeback, Devil May Cry, number 5 in the series. I love these games way back in the day.
Was this a surprise that it was coming out, or did
For me it was?
Yeah, I had a suspicion, because they've been giving away 1, 2, 3, and 4 recently. Yeah. So I had a sneaky suspicion.
There's always one of those ones on sale. So
yeah.
So yeah, as I said, like these were fun back in the day. They got a little bit stale. The storylines got a bit weird and convoluted by number 4, and everything else like that. But it looks like Dante is back, and he's got a new offsider. She kind of looks like Bayonetta's kid sister. So, and hopefully she's a useful ally, not some annoying eye candy dropped into the game.
Yep.
Because, I'll get over that real quick and want to put it in the grinder. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see what they can do with the Devil May Cry game in the modern world.
Yep.
Okay. Our Metro, that along the game, they're a Russian mob based around a series of books. Basically, it's another shooter RPG based in the Russian subways or metro after a nuclear war. And it's all about the factions and the mutations, etc., that you got to put up with over there.
Yeah, nice. The big one you've got listed here, Battletoads.
Yeah, man. How good.
we are potentially the only 2 people in the world that remember Battletoads, but how cool is that going to be?
Oh man, when I saw it, I was like, "You're kidding me, a Battletoads game!" And staying true to form, it's going to be a 2.5D side scroller.
Awesome.
So they're not trying to go all 3D and fancy. They're making just polishing up on a good old Battletoads game and bringing it to modern generations. So
that'd be wicked.
This could either be a fantastic nostalgia trip or a big pile of dog.
Yeah.
Either way,
I'm kind of excited for it.
Yeah, no, I like Battletoads. So, that was back in the day when obviously they were created to be a bit of a rival to the Ninja Turtles back in the 90s.
Yep.
And that's when the side-scrolling beat-em-up genre was at its strongest. So, that was their answer, and they had a bit of a different take on it there. The Turtles were sort of serious, and then they got pulled off into the TV shows where they got a bit more cartoony and kid-friendly.
Yep.
The Battletoads were always just their consistent nerds.
Yeah, that was fun.
All right, so working our way through, we have a.
Yeah, we lost.
I was kind of hoping.
I need you to go back there. We lost audio for a good 2 seconds.
All right.
Just clipped you right out.
So we're back.
Yeah, I got you.
All right, so we have a new Assassin's Creed game coming out.
There we go.
I was kind of hoping they might spend a year or 2, not just try and pump them out like they have in the past, but but we get to go all Spartan mode. So I'll be, before it releases, I'll be watching 300 about a few times just to polish on the skill.
Just get yourself in the right character.
Get myself all Spartaned up and ready for it. So if it follows in Origins footsteps, this could be a really good, another good solid entry into the series. I'm just hoping. Origins was great. They took a year off. They had a 2-year sort of window, and they released a really good game. I'm hoping that because they've pushed this one out so fast, it's not going to fall back into where we were before, where they're just pushing titles out just for the sake of getting titles out. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so
fingers crossed.
And so Gears 5. I've never played a Gears of War game. Obviously, Xbox.
I played Gears of War 4 back at the EB Expo in Sydney. That's going back. Well, it was just about to be released then. I didn't really like it. I know it's a big game. I know there's a lot of hype about it. I did not like it. I think at that time, I was getting. This is sort of as I was getting more involved in the the first-person shooters. So that third-person view is really sort of doing my head in. I think that's what it was about it. The games always look good. They sort of play really well. But I don't know. I just didn't. I didn't get into it. I'd like to. I'd like to see what all the fuss is about. I remember a good friend of mine was playing. I went around his house one day. He was playing. I think it might have been Gears of War 2, and now the gameplay mechanics and all that sort of stuff. He was at an end boss, and it looked really good. And I was getting into it just watching him. He was ultimately terrible at it and couldn't pick up on the patterns, but I remember getting into it watching him. I'm like, oh, this is really good. So when I played 4, I'm like, so I don't know if by that point they'd sort of lost it a little. But hopefully, hopefully this is a good one.
So my understanding of it all is that yeah, as I said, obviously it's a very popular. I know when people are telling me to buy an Xbox, and it's like, why? Give me a couple of good games. It was always Halo and Gears.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's basically, and I don't think they've done much to the formula of the game. It's just a new story, etc., etc. So obviously, when you're on a good thing, stick to it. So yeah, so that'll be one for the Xbox people out there to keep their eyes on if you like that. If you like that series,
I'll definitely be watching it closely. So
yeah, and the last two are very. I think it was about 3 podcasts ago where I shit can Games Workshop games.
Yep, I remember.
Yep, and so the last two, obviously, we have Necromunda Underhive Wars. So we all know, well, nerds, we know what Necromunda was. It was basically set 40,000 years in the future. Humanity's like overpopulated planets everywhere, etc., etc. And so the Necromunda is the undercity. So all the cities up the top where all the rich people live, and then you've got all the slums built beneath the surface of the planet. That's where all the poor people and the gangs and everything else go. And obviously, there's a lot of gang warfare. The whole game was based around you owning a gang and going into conflicts, getting loot, and obviously leveling up. So if they can bring that to a video game, this could be a lot of fun.
If they can bring it well.
Yes. So I only saw a cinematic trailer. It looks fantastic. It's got an Escher clan up versus what's the Goliaths.
Yep. I was always a Goliath.
So, yeah. I was Cawdors or whatever.
Cawdor, yes.
Yeah, the guys with the hoodies.
The frilly guys.
So I haven't seen gameplay, but if they can do this and they can do it well, it could be potentially a really fun game.
Yep.
And the last one is Warhammer 40k Inquisitor Martyr. So this is a Diablo-esque style game set in the 40k universe where you take on the role of the Inquisitor, going around purging demons and other naughty people. So I love me a Diablo-esque game, and once again, I like myself a 40k. So if they can once again pull this off and make it do it well, it could be a very good, very very good game. I think it's coming to console in July sometime. Inquisitor. So yeah,
I'm hoping they're done well. So
yeah, I just wanted to make good games.
Yep.
They got such a brilliant IP, and
yeah, absolutely.
I always feel like they just had that failure to launch syndrome. They've got a great IP, they got a great concept, and then it just executes poorly.
Yep.
Let's see.
Got a little nerd hanging out in the background there. Yeah. So I'm hoping they're doing well. We're due for one. They've been trying this long to get games right. Surely they can get 2 right in one hit.
Yeah. All right. So that's about my wrap up. Will you got anything else, man?
Yeah. One I forgot. We kind of just skimmed away from Bethesda there, but one that's really sort of piqued my interest is Wolfenstein Youngblood. For anyone that followed the storyline of the latest, the new Colossus, Terror Billy and his de facto, I want to say, were pregnant. So this follows the storyline of those children. They're twins.
Yeah. Twins, aren't they? Yeah,
twins.
Girls.
Yeah, twin girls. Follows in their storyline and what their daddy taught them. So it looks really good. It is also co-op. I don't know if it's online co-op.
Nice.
Actually, no, I do know it is online co-op. Sorry, I don't know if there's any multiplayer involved, but the co-op campaign looks like it's really cool. And I believe if you're playing it solo, you can actually switch. I believe, don't quote me, but I believe you can switch between the 2 sisters. So each one having their own sort of specialties.
Nice, man. Yeah, I did see that. Freaking fantastic.
Yeah.
And the other one from that mob is Doom is getting another game.
Doom Eternal.
Yep. I've totally forgot about. I didn't put that in the show notes, but now when you said Wolfenstein, I'm going, right, Doom's going.
I forgot a lot of what I saw. I wanted to get home, write it down, but then I sort of got home. I watched more of the PlayStation, the Sony one, and I've not been able to sit down. My plan was to sit down every day every afternoon and just watch another, sort of reveal, and just take notes. It never happened, so going off memory. So I know I've missed some. I know I've missed some good ones from Bethesda. They dropped a whole bunch on us. Get out on YouTube, guys. Search out any developer you're after. Go and suss them out, because there's some amazing games coming. Well, you haven't covered half of them.
Great time to be a gamer. That's all I can say. The next 12 months is so good.
Yeah.
And we kind of say that every year, but it is. It's true.
No, like I said, I didn't know what to expect from Bethesda. I was expecting maybe 2 or 3 releases from them, and I think it was somewhere around the 12 to 14 mark they dropped on us. It was crazy. Honestly, like, people were standing and cheering in the cinema. It was ridiculous.
So if generally out of E3, I'll get maybe 2-3 games that I get excited, right?
Yeah.
I'll go, yeah, man. But this year, I think I ended up with about 8 that were on my almost pre-order list. So
yep.
Yeah, as I said, it's good stuff. All right. So was there anything else we need to cover from E3?
One thing that came out of it, like, I've quite recently, we've been sort of purchasing a few games and all that sort of stuff, and every time I do, I like tell my wife, because I'll go do the pre-order like a week before it drops, and I'll get her to pick it up on the Friday that it drops. She's like, another game, really? I'm like, it's all right. After this one, there's none coming. Like, there's Spider-Man, which is a little bit in the future, and there was something else after that, which has escaped my mind right now. But
you mean Red Dead?
Maybe. I don't think that was it, but that's on the radar also. Like, shh, don't tell Mrs. Static. And she comes along to this with me. She's like, well, you're getting that, and you're getting that, and you're getting that. I'm like, oh, okay, no worries. I'll run my hands together. Yes, what else can we have? So
it's good to have the accounts department prepare.
Yeah, that's right. She's already approved it all, so it's good to go.
Yeah. Neato.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Getting some questions,
Might wrap the E3 thing up. Okay, so the first question from RD8 Next Gen Tactics. The first question we might actually bump over into next week. What do you reckon?
Yeah, let's do that. It's a Destiny question, so we'll move that into next week. We're going to go right into the Destiny 2 and the Forsaken next weekend, so a week from now, as long as work permitting.
So his next question was, what are the thoughts on the upcoming VR or Battle Royale Blackout feature in the new Call of Duty Black Ops 4 game? So that's the game mode where it seems to be combining PvE and PvP elements together in the same arena.
Yep.
So what are your thoughts? Like, as I said, I've sort of discussed before that I'm kind of over every game having to have a Battle Royale feature.
I hear and I reciprocate. Yeah. I'm cringing thinking about another BR, but adding some PvE elements into it as well.
Might make it unique enough to stand out. You reckon?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, Fortnite has its building, which helps it sort of stand out. And to me, honestly, I feel that helps it stand out above the others still. Like, it was Realm Royale coming out. It seems to be getting a lot of attention from some big names. I feel that Fortnite's building still keeps it above most of those. Yep. This could be something that pulls Call of Duty above everything else. I don't know. I've not seen anything on it. I've not seen any gameplay or anything like that.
No. Guilty as charged there.
But yeah, having PvE elements inside of the PvP, like, I mean.
Yeah. So we're gonna have zombies running around our PvP map. Sort of what the gist I get is that we're gonna have.
Well, that's what they do, right? They do their multiplayer and they do their zombies. So
it'll be like nuts and gum together at last.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm interested. I'll be following it. I'm not rushing out to buy it. At the moment, if you do the pre-order on PlayStation, I haven't looked at Xbox. If you do the pre-order on PlayStation, you get a whole bunch of free stuff for Black Ops 3 as well as a whole bunch of free stuff for Black Ops 4. when it drops. So I'm not going to rush out and do the thing. I'll keep an eye on it. I'll see what happens. But I'm still in the mind of not every game needs a BR, and I don't think Call of Duty needs one.
No,
I guess it's got to mix it up. It's got to
with
try and keep itself relevant. It's got to cater to the new thing to make sales and whatnot. So I understand it. I don't agree with it.
Yep. No, I'm much the same. But if they're going to do it well.
Hopefully they do it well. Yeah.
Don't be just a generic copy, because you're just going to get buried. That's my take on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, and I've got to find those other ones. Sorry, people.
You got a couple more questions, have you?
Yes.
Okay.
So it was from Black Rage.
Yep.
And the question was, it started out, why do you both stream? So I got some clarification on it.
For the fame and the money.
Yeah. So basically, I sort of clarified it, and she goes, okay, why do you do what you do now? Is probably the way to do it. So, no, why do we stream? But why do we keep streaming?
All right. You want to go first? I'll go first.
Yep. Yeah. No, as I said, for me, and we've covered this a few times in bits and pieces and places. For me, it's meeting new people, and talking about games, and occasionally being able to help someone through maybe a bit of content that they're stuck on, or giving them some tips or advice just through discussion. But the big one for me, it's the connection. You're connecting to people, meeting new people, hearing new stories, etc. And I like that.
Yep.
We've discussed about switching platforms, and the big thing that made Mixer really click with me was the fact that you could have real-time discussions with people.
Yeah.
And instead of it being disjointed. So that's the main reason why I do what I do, is to connect with people, meet new people, and share a lot of video games.
Yep. For myself, this sort of goes back a little bit like to the whole reason I started. Again, like many people that hang out and have known me for a little while, I started because of a streamer named Syntax7 over on Twitch. The dude is amazing, and his sense of community, even when he was really sort of not small, like he's always, as long as I've known him, he's been over the 10,000 follower mark, and he was sort of just getting partnered, or was just partnered as I found him. But his sense of community and the way he sort of drives the community and keeps them involved is something that really sort of resonated with me, and I wanted to sort of recreate that. It sounds really odd saying it that way, but I don't know, I just wanted to sort of rebuild a sense of community for other people. Black Rage, I feel, is actually one of those people as well. Like we've had long, lengthy discussions, and and she'd kind of not lost her way, but felt lost. You know what I mean? Like in a lot of the community she was in, she kind of felt a little bit lost, and somehow she found me and my stream, and has found a home there. So that's the kind of thing that I wanted to cater for. Now I'm a fairly weird dude. I'm pretty easygoing, and I'm sorry, I missed that.
I said you got nothing.
Yeah. Well, true. But I feel I'm very diverse. So I want to build that diverse community where anyone can feel welcome. No one should be left out, no matter sort of what your little quirks or whatever. So that's what I want to try and create. So that's pretty much why I keep doing what I'm doing. For me at the moment, I'm just trying to find more ways to get viewers involved as well. We had a couple of 1v1 competitions. Everyone seemed to like them, and for me, just getting the viewers involved. Anyone can watch a streamer. You know what I mean? But to actually get involved in that community and then be involved in that stream, I feel just adds so much more. So that's what the reason I'm doing what I'm currently doing is I want to drive involvement. I want you guys to be part of it, not sit on the outer, but be involved, get into it. So
and have a place that feels comfortable, feels like home.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And Spud Nation does it pretty well. As a wide range of people in there.
Yep. We got some good ones.
Yeah. No, so that's sweet. Okay, so that's and the other question is she wants a bit of support on getting sparrow horns brought back.
This I did read this. I feel she wanted, was there some emotes or something as well she wanted. We'll see how much the involvement is driven here. I think this has sparked a hashtag make sparrows great again.
Yes.
Yeah, I want all three of you listeners to at Bungie, at Deej, at Cosmo. Let's get their attention with the hashtag make sparrows great again.
Yeah, let's flood their inboxes for
let's inconvenience from them for about 3 minutes and then get on with our day.
Yeah, so and she wanted emotes. So, they did that in D1, one of the Crimson Days things, didn't they? Where you had the secret handshake that you could do with a partner.
Yeah, but it never worked right.
No.
You ended up just forehead slapping each other while you're trying to high five. Yeah.
So, but yeah, that would be a good idea.
It'd be really cool. Interactive emotes.
Yeah. So you could do it, and the other person gets the request, and they accept.
Yeah, if they can make it truly interactive, that would be great.
Yep. Too easy. I think that's about it for questions. Due to E3, we won't have a discussion point. We talked a lot about lots of awesome games.
Yep.
So I think that's just about time to wrap it up.
I think so.
All right. So what are you going to be getting up to in the next fortnight, my friend?
Destiny, surprise. And we're going to get into more Ghost Recon Wildlands. Like I said, I've downloaded Resident Evil on Xbox through Game Pass. I was given a code for Rocket League, so I'm going to get back into that a little bit more.
Yep.
I'm not sure when or how, but I'll try. There's a few things I want to try out. So, but at the moment it's pretty much Destiny, Ghost Recon until we sort of get through that, and then there'll be another one to check out. So that's me.
Yeah.
What about yourself?
Me, it'll probably be the Destiny grind and Deus Ex. Yep. So I started playing that the other night. I think I'm about 4 hours in now, and the story's got me. So I'm gonna keep bumping my way through that game.
Nice.
And probably cry at the ending, but you get that. All right. So I think that wraps that up. So where can we find you, my friend?
Static Oz everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, Mixer, all the things. Facebook. Go and check me out.
All right.
It's worth your while, I promise. I'm shaking my head right now.
You get a free cookie on admission too. Hashtag cookies may not be real.
Yeah.
And so I'm Dan. You can find me at Dawn of the Dan just about everywhere as well. I'm not on the Facebooks, but I'm on Instagram, on Twitter, Mixer, and in and around multiple Discord servers. So reach out, say hi, and for the couple of people out there that do listen to this, man, we appreciate the support.
Absolutely.
Probably more than you realise. The support and the feedback is brilliant. So
we are verging on 200 listens.
Wow.
Of this tiny little podcast that all three of you listen to. So thank you guys. We really do appreciate it.
So whatever person out there has downloaded us, good on. No, but honestly, all appreciate the support. We appreciate the feedback and the interaction that you guys give us in our streams and in from the podcast. So please keep it up, and don't be shy. If you've got something you want to ask, just put your hand up and chuck it out there. There's no such thing as a stupid question, but we'll just give you, probably a rubbish answer, because that's what we do.
Yep.
All right, mate. With that, we might wrap it up.
Absolutely. So check if you got some questions, guys. You can hit us up via Twitter. Seems to be the best way at the moment. Otherwise, our email is twoleftthumbspod@gmail.com. Send us whatever you like. Just no nudes, please. I'll forward those. I'll forward those to Dan.
Or Mick.
Or Mick. Do the thing, guys. If you got questions, get them
right.
in.
Yep.
Let's get on out of here.
I think it's time to go. Breakfast time.
Yep. No
Cheerio.
problem.
See you
mate.
next. Bye.
See you
Bye-bye.
later.